So in this NumPy tutorial, we'll be discussing iterating arrays. How to iterate arrays? We'll be using loop, for loop. So iterating means going through elements one by one. Now what does it mean? We will see a bit later. As we deal with multi-dimensional arrays in NumPy, so we can do this using basic for loop for Python. If we iterate on 1D array, it will go through each element one by one. So first let me import here NumPy as NP. After that, let me create here an array by the name of arr. You can give it any name. After that, a numpy dot array function that will generate you array. So let's say we have this 4, 6, 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 elements. Now I want to grab all at a time. You can say grab all at a time. So for that, what I will do, I will use for loop, because it will grab me one by one. It will iterate me one by one all these single dimension array elements. So let's do that. Now for after that, say iter, or you can give it any name such as x in what, in my arr. After that colon, I will simply print this x. So first time this loop will iterate and it will grab at index 0, that is 1, and it will give it to x and it will be printed. After that, this loop will increment and again it will grab the second index, that is 1 index, and it has value 2, and it will give to this x and it will be printed. And again for 3 it will be iterated and it will give to x and it will be printed. Again for 4 up to n number of elements. So if I press shift and enter, it will grab me this 1 2 3 4 5 up to 10 elements. You can do the same thing for string type arrays, such as I have string type A, B, C, D. So it will grab first A, after that B, it will run for C, it will run for D. So press enter and it will give you this. So it means that we can use loop to iterate each element of the array. Now it's time to iterate for 2D arrays. So first let me create here an array by the name of 2D array. Okay, it will be perfect. np dot array. So let's say within this we have first row 1 2 3 4 5. After that the second row will have, say, it will have be 7 8 9. After that comma 10 and 11. Okay, so this row has 5 elements and this row has 5 elements as well. Now this is 2D array. Okay, great. Now what I will do, I want to grab this. So should I use for loop? Okay, let's see. And after that my array name, that is 2D array. After that I will print x here and enter. It will give me an error, invalid syntax. Okay, this is the invalid syntax, so it will be for x into the array. Now as you can see, it has grabbed the entire array, but I have just printed the array. It's not grabbed the elements of array, it's printed the entire array, and I want to grab elements of that array one by one. So this loop runs for the entire array, and it has at this 0 index picked the entire array and give it to this x, and after that printed. So for that we have to use another loop, and this will be nested loop. So say y in x, and after that just print y and enter. As you can see, we have grabbed all the elements. Now what will happen here? First time 2D array, this outermost loop will be running for rows 1 0 row at index 0 and at index 1. This will be running for this outer loop will be running for rows, and the inner loop will be running for values, or you can say columns. So first time this 2D array at index 0, it has row, so it will be given to x. After that, compiler will come inside and it will see in it, compiler will meet another loop, that is another for loop, and it will give this entire x row. It has 5 elements to y and it will be printed. That's why 5 up 1 to 5. After that, it will go back to the outermost loop and it will give, now this time, first time it has 0 index. Now this time it will be incremented by 1 and it will be 1. So this time x has 1 and it will come inside, and this 1 index number will given to y and it will be printed, and this 1 index has again 5 values, and this is from 7 to, here you can see, from 7 to 10. So in that way you can use nested loop for 2D array. Now what will happen for 3D array? So in case of 3D array, we have to use 3 loops. One for outermost, or you can say you are a 2D array. So let's do that practical and I will explain you. So first loop will be x in RR. This is our 3D array. And again y in x will be, this x value will be given to y. And again say z in y. And after that I will simply print here z and enter, and it will grab me all this value. Now what's happened? So let me explain you. So first time this x has this entire 2D array. Okay, this x has this entire 2D array. So it will come inside and x has this entire 2D array and it will give to y. Now y has this entire 2D array and it will come again inside, and this y will given to z and z will be printed. So from 1 to 2 3 4 5 6, and how many elements are there? So it has 6. So we have printed this 1 2 3 6. So at index 0, this was the index 0 for 2D array. X came inside and it has given all the values to y, and y came inside and it has given all the value to z, and all these values are printed here from 1 to 6. Again this 0 will increment. Now from 0 it will come here. This time it has 1. So it will again this ARR give one index value to x and it will come again inside, and this one index value will given to y and it will come again inside, given to z, and it will be printed. So this will be from 7 to 12, as you can see right here, from 7 to 12. So if you have 3D array, then you have to use 3 loops. So that was all about iteration, single dimension array, 2-dimension array, and 3-dimension array. So in the next video we'll be discussing iterating arrays using some built-in functions of NumPy. So see you there.